Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing well. I'm just going to share my show like I normally do before I get into it. Um, it's been quite an unusual week, and I'm one of these people that loves to learn, evolve, and understand. What's why the reason behind things, why things happen. I just had the most odd experience this week, and Michael wants me to share that with you. I don't, everything's a lesson, everything's a learning curve. But this week it was a really odd kind of experience. And it's funny because I do my readings obviously all the time, all over the world. And I had somebody actually asked me a while ago, like, are you ever not able to read someone? And it's actually never happened to me. I've never not been able to read someone or give them a reading, And I said to this lady, because I was giving her a reading at the time, no, it's never really happened to me until this week. And like I say, it's another experience and everything else, but it was a very odd experience. And I had actually, I could read for her, but I had people connected to her come in and they wanted to talk to her through me, which is what my readings can consist of as well. I can read your Akashic records, and I can speak to spirit that are connected to you. And her mum and her nan came in, and it just nosedived. It was a really horrible experience. And I had to leave. And it was just, a very odd experience, but, one that, I've learned from, or what I can learn from it. Things do happen for a reason, but it was just, what an odd experience this week. So if for some reason you do what I do, or any energetic healing or anything spiritual, just that some people just aren't for you. Not everyone's for you. And that's, I know that anyway, but this week it very much came into fruition that, I hadn't put it out there. But it just, it was a very odd experience, and sometimes these things happen. So it was like, I just left, which was for the best. But like I say, it's all a learning curve. But, I didn't beat myself up too much, because Michael was like, it just wasn't for you. And it wasn't for me. So, I felt comfortable enough to say, I'm sorry, I can't do this. And I left. It just, oh dear, it was just a very weird experience, but never mind, these things happen. And like I say, I just learned from it. Guys, I have put my email down here because my webpage I've let go because it was an expense I didn't need. And so I haven't got my website up and running. It just really is. It wasn't bringing me any work. So I've kind of let it go. But there has been people that have been saying, I can't get hold of you. So you can get me on Facebook at Suzi Parrett. That I do have another page, Suzi Ann Parrett, but I usually do most of my reading work from Suzi Parrett because I have two pages. There's nothing dodgy. It's just that Facebook kept blocking me, and I thought, right, I'll have another page. So they're both me, but I usually do most of my work from the Suzi Parrett one rather than the Suzi Ann. And I put my email up, so anyone can email me if they would like a reading, private reading from me, because my website is there's no Gosh, your energy is really coming in, Pauline. It's a bit hard to ignore. Sorry, Pauline Johnson, you've just like, your energy just threw itself at me. It's a bit hard to ignore. It's about your mum. Yeah, she left you out the will. It was kind of like her final insult to you, wasn't it, really? Because she'd kind of treated you differently to the rest of your siblings, it feels like. I take it there is other siblings. But, you know, I think what I feel for you, because it feels like you tried and tried and tried to have a relationship with her, but it just didn't happen. And it feels like your frustration of the more you tried to get her approval in your life, and the more you tried to fit in with her, the more these kind of massive canyons came between you. But it wasn't on you, it was your mum. It was gosh, it does feel like a past life connection as well, and it does feel like that there could be a possibility that she's fed in, she might be feeding in from that. But I just feel for you that there was the lesson for you in this, the fact that, you know, that it's kind of to know that it wasn't you, it wasn't anything that you'd done. And I know that you have blamed yourself, and you carry guilt with that, but I'm hearing it actually, it's on her, it's not on you, you know. I just feel, you poor soul, Pauline, you did everything to try and fit in with her. You did everything to make her want you as a daughter, love you, and for some reason that energy just was never there for you ever, and you tried to make it work with her. It feels like, Paulie, you did everything. God love you, you know. Oh, hi Miranda, thank you for your kind words. And it just feels like that for me. But for some reason there does come a bit of an ego with this energy, Pauline, and it's like, it kind of comes with the fact that she kind of knew this, but it kind of makes me feel like it empowered her, the fact that she could do that to you, which is a really odd thing to say, but that's the kind of energy I get. And it feels like the more you tried, the more empowered she got over it, and the worse your treatment got. That's how it feels. It's and I feel for you, because it feels like you were like chasing your tail and doing everything solely that you could do to help you fit in with her and what she stood for and everything else. But she just, it was like she didn't like you, but then she never took the time to get to know you, and that's what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing this was on her and not on you, because you did everything you could to be loved by her. You did absolutely everything to fit in with her, Pauline. And it feels like nothing was good enough, and it really feels like that's the energy, and it feels quite an empowerment energy. And I know it sounds odd, but it feels like she kind of enjoyed the fact that, you know, she had that power over you. It's a very odd thing. It's a very odd energy as well, because it's like, you poor thing, the more you tried, the more it kind of feels like it empowered her to see you try and to see you struggle with it. And that's because of her ego. That's how it feels. I've got to go with that. I feel right in saying that. I have to go in that direction. But there again, on the back of that, it feels like she never took time to get to know you, so she didn't even know who you were. You know? I hope that resonates with you, because that's how it feels. But spirit are bringing up to me that, you know, this was on, it's not on you. And I feel you take so much blame for that. And it's like the final insult to injury was the fact that she left you out the will. And it's like you're taking that all on your, it feels like you're taking it all on your shoulders. I understand that it would be very difficult not to take that personally because of that action. That's, you know, and I understand the hurt and the pain with that comes in with that, because you didn't feel good enough. And I totally understand that. But spirit are asking me to remind you is actually this isn't, it's not to do with you. It was to do with her, but there does feel a bit of an ego and an empowerment thing, that it feels like, you know, that's, she had it on you. She had that thing over you. And that's how it feels. Very odd feeling. And you know, not the best of feelings. So, you know, for me, it's like, yeah, that final insult to injury, that, you know, she left you out of her will because she could, you know. But it feels like spirit, yeah, just reminding me to say to you that, you know, this was all on her. It wasn't, you know, you tried your best to make that relationship work, and therefore, you know, you shouldn't take responsibility for it, I'm hearing, and you shouldn't have it all on you. You know, the fact that this was something that you did wrong. It's kind of, it was her free will to be of treatment like this towards you, you know. And can I ask, was it just you? You know, it feels like she would pick the bones with other people too. It feels like it just wasn't you, but obviously you're her daughter or whatever. So, you know, it felt very personal to you because you were her daughter and you couldn't figure out what you'd done wrong. And that's where I'm at with that. But spirit are reminding, you know, me to say to you that this was her choice to be this way. It wasn't your choice for her to treat you this way. You did it, you know, you did everything to build bridges, to build a relationship, but it was very much feels like you were up against a brick wall and unable to, yeah, to build bridges with her because she was non-compliant. And it's there again, it's nothing, it's kind of, you know, you can only try and do so much. It just feels non-compliant. You know, and it's made you feel on the back of this, feel very low self-esteem as well. And I just feel for you because, you know, there's nothing worse than not feeling you're loved by your own mother. But if it makes you feel any better, I'm exactly the same. And walking your path sometimes is, you know, it's, you know, people come into it, like I always say, you know, I know it's very difficult when it's family, and we're kind of not brainwashed, but programmed that we're meant to get on with our family on this plane. But sometimes that's not the case. You know, these circumstances bring lessons into our lives, whether we see it or not, as involvement to helping us evolve as souls. You know, there's always a deeper meaning to everything. I'm being asked to remind you with this, but, you know, I'm also being asked to tell you that, you know, this was on her. It was her choice, her free will to be like this with you. I haven't seen a message from you. I just hope that really, you know, can help. I hope I've kind of hit the nail on the head. It feels like that without being totally disrespectful. you know, to her, but it can't, you know, it is on that it's not on you, it's on her. It was her free will choice to treat you like that. I'm sorry you've experienced that. I'm sorry that you've had to go through that. Because like I say, there is that kind of conditioning that we're meant to get on with our family, that we're meant to have this perfect relationship, and it's not always the case. You know, they do bring in lessons to us, but then also can bring lessons into that, you know, into their lives as evolvement, of helping them evolve. But with you, I really do feel that, you know, this lies at her door, and it was her whole free will of how she treated you. But you do really shine, Pauline, as a really bright soul. And I can't help but feel that might be a bit of a jealousy feel to it as well. But, you know, this was on her. And, you know, I don't know for sure because I'm not getting that clear vision with it, but it could be a past life pattern even. I know that's something that has happened with me and my mother, because I always knew from a very young age she was my younger sister in a former life. I knew that. So I forgave her for an awful lot in this life, which I did repeatedly. I tried for 40 years. And do you know what I mean? So I feel that's where I'm at with that, darling. I hope that helps. I hope that resonates in some way. And I wish you well and healing your heart space as well with that. You know, hard pill to swallow is what I'm hearing. I do private readings, Lorraine. My readings are normally an hour long, and I never know what I'm getting until I do them. So if you want a private reading, you can connect with me on Facebook at Suzi Parrett, or you can email me. Like I say, my webpage is now down. So and I did a reading earlier for the beautiful Miranda, and I really enjoyed it, actually. It was amazing. But thank you for your support today, Miranda. But I just hope that helped the lady, although she's not come back on. Because sometimes as souls, we really struggle with how we're treated on this plane, and we get guilt, and, you know, we think it's us, and it's not always the case. So, but that her energy really popped out, and right, Emma. Is it Emma? Is it something you're saying? Is it? I presume this worst news he got yesterday. Is it like health-wise? Is it like cancer or something? It feels like you're there's a lot of panic around this, and but do I feel right in saying it's like illness, and you're like very much in this space of, you know, nothing can be done? Because it is that energy of, it feels like you're like panic around it, and that nothing can be done. Energy with that, Emma. Can you just like validate that for me? Make sure I've got you're right. You're right. I'm just trying to get down there. We're all devastated, yeah, but all I'm trying to come in, honey girl. Oh, overdose. Is he didn't. So is this feeling of nothing can be done? Did he succeed? This is where I'm coming at. Did he succeed? This is where I kind of feel with this. Emma, you need to come back to me. You need to let me know. Did he succeed? Is this yes, he succeeded? Because yeah, I just feel that is a shame. Yeah, that is a shame, because that's what the energy I got and that's what I heard from spirit. So it makes sense. There's nothing can be done because it's already happened. Sometimes life is so shitty. That's what I heard. There's nothing can be done. I am so sorry with that, because there's other elements to this scenario with him. Oh gosh, of why that happened. Night, guys. I know it's quite late. As to why that happened. But the thing is, I understand, Emma, that you didn't know that was coming. Nobody foreseen that. And it's shitty for me, because there's nothing now I can do to resolve that. But all I can tell you is he is in the light. And there was other elements to this, and there was other elements there. His brain space feels very in pain, and it felt like he wanted the pain to stop, and that was the only way he saw out, was to do that. So I'm just gutted that I can't give any more resolve than that for you, because the deed's done. It's the fact that he is in the light, and that's all. Okay, I'm hearing you. So spirit is saying I can help you by knowing he's in the light. And I don't know if some people think through, if people take their own lives, that they don't get to heaven, or they don't go where they're meant to go. I need to let you know, and let the family know, that he's gone to the light. Okay, I don't know if somebody's thinking that and maybe not saying that at this time, but he's in the light, and that is highly important. I tell you that, because it does feel like there's a limitation in someone's head, or they believe that if you take your own life, you don't get to heaven. Poppycock, I'm hearing. Okay, I am so sorry for you, though, because it feels that there was so much hurt in his head that this was the only way he felt to get rid of that pain. The thing is, people don't understand, but when you take your life solely, you have to work through it. But he'll work through it in the heaven planes, Emma. And please know, this is highly important for you and the family to know, that he will get the counselling needed. Now, this is something people don't always talk about, is that as souls, yes, we get taken to the other side with the help of our loved ones, our guides, and the angel realms, okay? He'll be taken up. But he will have healing. He will have help with what's happened to him, okay? So please, family, do not think he's on his own in the heaven realms, and don't just think that he's not there, or the fact he's just got to the gates, the pearly gates, and he's anyway distraught, or anyway in a bad place. He will be helped. He will be helped to process this. And I need to reiterate this to you so there is no confusion I'm hearing on what comes after death for him, okay? Because there is going to be sorrow for him. You know, he's going to be worked through what he's done. He will have counseling as to what happened. He will know, okay, Michael, that's absolutely fine. And he will know he's forgiven. This is going to be a thing for him, and it feels like for all of you, it's a forgiven. It's already forgiven. But what it is, it's for you guys. I think you have to then come from that space of knowing that he's in the light, he's okay. But please don't take on the guilt of you weren't there or you didn't do enough, because he couldn't express how he was feeling, and it felt a very split decision for him to do what he did. It doesn't feel like there was loads and loads of time and thought space. It just got to that pinnacle point for him where he couldn't cope with it anymore, and he was like, I need this to stop. I need this to stop. You know, and it feels like, yeah, there's a pushing as well. And he did it for that to stop. But please do not feel guilty. Can I just add to this? There is other factors in play. There could have been an attachment attached to him as well that he was listening to. It does happen, Emma. That could be a possibility. I have to bring that up, you know, because you want reason. You want logical explanations. There's also, I'm being told, this is and could be a past pattern. And you have to understand solely that sometimes if these past patterns from other lives can come into the current life, and that soul wouldn't necessarily know that that could have been a decision that soul would have taken in a past life, but has fed and come in to that pattern again. So there are factors here I'm being asked to bring up to you as a family. And please do not take guilt to this, because it feels okay. As a star seed, he wasn't coping with this world. He was a very sensitive soul. He wasn't coping. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But I'm being pushed to say this. Good grief. Okay, I've got to say this because this is what I'm hearing. It also the fact that he wasn't coping, and he wouldn't have coped going forward because of where the world's at. And if he wasn't going to walk his path and his truth, he wasn't going to bloody manage it here. Do you understand me? So know that although in the physical this leaves so much pain behind, you know, Emma, it leaves so much pain for you to divulge as a family and process. The fact that going forward, this soul, this beautiful soul was so sensitive. And it honestly, I feel so right in my heart to say he was so sensitive and maybe too sensitive for this world. You know, as souls, yes, we turn around and we say, I'm going to volunteer. I'm going to come down here. And sometimes when we get here, it is just too much for the heart space. It really, really, really is. It's too much. And I feel all this combination of things is why this poor soul just wasn't coping with that. And Michael is persistent in saying, as a unit, you stick together. You stay together in the grief. You understand it. Do not let this put blame or canyons between you, I'm hearing. And even to the point when they're ready, if they want to listen back to this what I've just said, please play the recording for them when they're ready. It's very, very raw right now. You know, it's processing. But I hope that has helped. I really do. That's hard. I felt like I wanted to cry because I can, the actual, yes, devastation and the whole, love for him as a family unit that you have. And this is the thing. There is no death, He chose to end his life's contract at this time because life was too much for him. He wanted time out, and no, there is no death. He once he's done his thing, is going to be back round you guys, happier and the person he used to be, I'm hearing. But no, that beautiful, sensitive soul had decided to end the life contract because it's just too much for him. Sensitive guy, beautiful soul. And also, I get this impression that he felt that he would serve himself and God's source better in heaven. I really, really do. And to understand that there's a lot going back now, because they feel that this is not what they signed up for, Emma. Okay, and I really hope that helps you. I really, really do, because it's so raw, and I feel that, and the fact that, frustration for me that I couldn't help, but on knowing the fact that none of you could help because he couldn't air it with you. It feels like he couldn't air it, and it feels like it was very much undone. It doesn't, do you know what I mean? So I just hope that you stay together as that unit, Emma. Much love to you, and I'm sending all my love and healing to you guys. Good grief. This world, sorry, it can be so bloody difficult, can't it? It really can, but much love, much love, Emma, and to all of you for being there for me today. It means an awful lot, because, all of us have issues and all of us are going through stuff, but I really, really hope that resonated, darling, and helped. Good grief. I feel I could just cry. I do, honestly. I find it very, very hard. When I do this job, sometimes it really does, pull on my heartstrings, very much so. But know he's in the light, okay? That's highly important, sweetheart. I hope I've helped, Emma, honestly. I really, really, my pleasure. My pleasure, sweetheart. It's, it's what makes what I do worthwhile, to help, heal, help, Right, let's move on, because I'm getting the push at the back here from Michael. Big hugs to you, Emma, as well. Much love. I just want to say that, guys, there is no death. Michael's bringing that up again. No, there's no death. Okay. Whew, let's move on. Rose Mannon, is it? Excuse me for incorrect pronunciation. Not very good with English. You've got triggers, Michael's saying. And you need to stay away from these triggers that make you anxious, because I'm hearing, if you stay in your sovereign self, in your own space, and it feels like other people might bring certain things into you that make you worry and make you anxious. It kind of feels like the lesson in this is for you. There's a lesson in this for you, Rose, and it's all about it's all about you being kind of in control of you. If other people bringing things to your door, and but it kind of feels that Michael's saying, you can take responsibility for how you're feeling. That's the lesson in this. And know what the triggers are that are making you anxious. This is other people bringing stuff to your door, or trying to pull you in on stuff, because that kind of feels there's an element of that. It's like you know, you don't have to answer, change the subject, or you know what I mean. But also know if it is things like worldwide things that are making you feel anxious as well, just keep away from it. Keep away from media. Keep away from news and things like that, because your anxiousness comes out of the feeling of you've got no control and you've lost control, and that's how it feels. But no, you're in control of you, and you can be in control of how you feel and what you think. And this is what I'm being reminded, because you know, none of us, I suppose, really have a lot of control of what's going on in the world right now, but we can be in control of ourselves and our sovereign selves. And this is what I'm being asked to remind you of this, you know, and to know triggers. Look, you know, the lesson is there for you to know triggers, to know what your triggers are that help you, make you feel anxious. And this is where I'm at with that, because once you understand that, you can take control of that scenario and you'll change it, you know. And this is all part of the learning process, because if we don't know, yeah, because that's how you learn, and that's what I'm hearing. But it does feel the fact that that anxious feeling is about you feel that you don't have control. So I'm being asked for you to just look at that, identify with that, and then you can move forward with understanding actually what's making you anxious. Okay? Because I say that, Rose, you know, it's people try and big stuff to my door, and I just don't really comment on it. I don't really go down that road with people, because, you know, it's not for me. I don't need to sit and bitch about someone. I don't need to, you know what I mean? And it's the same. I don't watch live TV. I find it a trigger. I keep off social media pretty much all the time now as well. I haven't even been doing posts for about the last 6 weeks. I can't be doing with it, because the energy that comes in with it is negative. So I just think that there's the lesson in this of what triggers you, and you can work on it and change it within yourself. This is what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. So guys, you know, there is a lesson in everything. It's whether we decipher to look deeper at that, is what I'm hearing, you know. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. So, you know that there is the lesson in that. There is a lesson in everything. But we can be in control of what we think and how we feel. That's what I'm hearing for you. Interesting. Christine, hello, hon. That's a lovely The Opera. I like the opera. The Opera, beautiful name. Thing is, it wasn't. The fact that he passed quickly. I get why he passed quickly. It was actually his time to go, believe it or not. He actually did right. That wasn't his life plan, I'm hearing. The reason why he went quickly is he didn't want to suffer. It feels like past lifetimes he's had long illness, suffered. He didn't want that in this lifetime. And this is why I feel he passed quick. And I feel like he didn't. And it sounds crazy, because I know the connection, Christine, you had together. It was phenomenal. I know that. There's no doubt in me saying the phenomenal connection, soulmate connection you had together. I mean, it was, oh my gosh, it feels like it was like a match made in heaven. You know, this connection between you, it was amazing. It was easy. It was beautiful, you know, a beautiful connection, and one of such heartfelt enjoyment and love for each other. It was very easy. It seems so easy compared to other relationships you'd had. And, you know, your soulmate. But it was his time. And I am being reminded to just remind you of that. But to know that he's not gone, and you've still got work to do on this plane. You've still got stuff to do on this plane. So you'll see him again and you'll be with him again on the heaven plane. But you it feels for me that, you know, you're actually kind of going to strive and are striving forward on a spiritual path of your own. And know that it feels like he will serve you as a guide to help you go forward. And I feel that strong sense that, you know, he's gonna be in your life, but you're not necessarily you're not having him in the physical. So he's going to continue with you on your path as a guide. And, you know, there will be happiness for you again, but when you're ready. You know, this isn't the end of the happiness tree for you, because, you know, you're well aware that you're on your spiritual path, and you're well aware you've got more work to do. So, you know, you will be together again. You will be on the heaven plane together. It feels like you've been with him blinking many a time. You know, that whole point when you met of knowing each other, that recognition of souls, you know, it really was bam. And this time round, you know, you had that opportunity to be together again. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love the energy. To actually be together again, to see each other in the physical again, you know, because it feels like in a few past lives you've missed each other. So you've had that time, you had that time in the physical again, and now he's going to serve you again from the other side until you go home. How wonderful. And that is the direct guidance I've got. The direct guidance with that. So please don't think, yeah, he's gone. He's gone in the physical at this time, but certainly not in spirit. And he is going to be one of your guides, like he has been many lifetimes. You two, like two peas in a pod. You're like quite similar as well, but everything's so easy between you. And the love, good grief, the love for each other, you know, is just absolutely beautiful. And I'm loving it. I'm just loving it because I'm feeling all about the love. Let me tell you, he's in the light, he's over. But the problem is, it's not a problem. I just haven't got his energy with me, because when they enter heaven, they got things they have to go through, sort out, and understand. Christine, please understand that time difference works differently between there and here. Time travels very quickly here and slower in the heaven realms. Okay, so it's not the fact that you wouldn't get him in readings, because you will. But it's the fact it's a bit early at the moment. So although I know he's there and I'm hearing direct guidance from Michael, he's over. And I do work with Azrael as well, who is the guardian angel. He gets bad press, but he's amazing. But he's like the death angel. But he helps process them into heaven. But everything's fine, okay? And no, he's going to take you through, girlfriend. He's gonna, you know, come back and really help you as well. But what I want to say to you is there's more to come from you as a spiritual soul, a lot more to come. And it feels like that you're growing. You've done so much growth anyway, but that's why you're staying. I think for him, from what I'm getting, he'd kind of done his quota to what he was meant to be doing in this lifetime. That's what I get. So his time, he'd done what his Michael, give me the word, please. He'd accomplished his what he was sent here to do. I can't get the other word. It came in and it went. So I really hope that helps, but I'm just so strong on saying the fact that he's going to be working with you now from the other side. And I hope that helps, honey, because the amount of love there and respect that you both had for each other is just beautiful. And like I say, it is that many lifetimes, but you know, I feel that I'm being reminded to remind you that it was, be grateful for the time that you had in that physical together this time, you know, and I know you are, and I'm not telling you off, but that is the reminding of it, because it feels like in past few lifetimes you actually haven't met in the physical. So that's where they're at with that. But he's batting for your side, and he's going to take you forward, and know he's there. Know he's always going to be there. Beautiful. Do you know what, guys? It's so flipping lovely to, after poor Emma, to have something of such pure light and love. And Christine, thank you, because like, you've lifted my heart. You really have. You've really lifted my heart, and I thank you so much for that. Thank you. Because sometimes, good grief, it's so hard, you know, with pain of them leaving you in the physical, you know. But much love, Christine. And although I don't have his energy here, I just feel the love that you had and have between you. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. So much love, darling. Oh my God, you did more than that, girlfriend. You just more than lifted each other. You're like, oh, just, I love it. Just love it. Total soulmate connection, you know, oh, you were entwined. It was amazing. But you were soulmates. It wasn't a twin flame. It was a soulmate. I'm very happy in saying that. And many lifetimes together. So beautiful, beautiful. It's just nice to have something positive on my show today as well, you know. So I hope that's helped, hon. I really, really hope that's helped. Guys, you know, if you do want a private reading, you know, they're normally an hour. My information's here below me on the screen if you'd want to reach out and connect. I never know what I get until I sit in front of you. I can't always guarantee I get spirit come in, but I can assure you they're very apt for your life in the here and now, you know. Well, that's synchronicity, Deborah, of spirit kind of tell you, you know, 111's a really good manifestation number. And if you're seeing that synchronicities are also going on there in your life. Things are happening for a reason, so be aware. But 111 is also, synchronicities. Watch out for them. Nothing ever happens for a reason, Deborah. But also that it is a really good manifestation number if you're seeing 111 as well. So keep your thoughts high. It's a reminder, you know, because what we think becomes our reality, Deborah. So it's also a message and an element there for you to keep your thoughts high. And, you know, concentrate on what you do want in your life is what I'm hearing. It feels like you keep changing your mind what you want. The universe cannot bring you something if you continue to keep changing your mind on certain things. So if you're trying to manifest, please give it to the universe. It only has to be once. Make sure you're direct in what you're asking for, I'm hearing, and make sure you're not going to add to it after, because, you know, if you're asking for something, you only have to ask the universe once. So make sure you know what you're asking for and be direct. I'm hearing, Deborah. So good. Just a heads up. I'm just hearing just a heads up. So I hope that resonates with you. God love you. I don't want to feel like I'm telling you off because I don't come from that kind of energy at all. but well, Self-Indul, is a major protector as well, Royden. I hope I said that correctly. I find it very impertinent if you don't get someone's name right. But Self-Indul is also a gatekeeper of mine. So he's also a protector of the earth, but he also helps protect me. And I love working with Self-Indul. He's not so bossy as Michael, but a mass protector. And I find, Royden, that Michael sends Self-Indul if he's busy. And I feel that you're needing protecting and you're not asking for it. And this is why I feel that you're hearing Self-Indul lately, is because it's a reminder I'm hearing that you should be asking for protection for yourself, which you don't do. And that it kind of feels like, but when Michael's busy, he does send Self-Indul. Not many people kind of know that. But also Self-Indul is Metatron's brother, and they were mortal men at one time. But Self-Indul's also really good at trying to help you, get you in a nice way, push you where they want you to be spiritually as well. I always think Self-Indul is not so bossy as Michael. Metatron booms like God. When I first heard Metatron, it was I thought it was God, because he's got this very booming, not like voice, but it was Metatron. Metatron is also bossy, but very good, Royden, at getting you to do what they want you to do, and especially on your spiritual path with teachings. And I kind of feel that Self-Indul might be coming through to help you with teachings also, I'm hearing. You did mention Raphael. Michael's telling me to I can't read your message. It's really annoying me. Sorry. Full verification. Good. I'm glad I got that. Can I just see this flipping message? Because, sorry, I don't want to reply. I just want to see it. I can't see this message. Show. Please, can I show? Hi, I have connected. Yeah, but you know why. Raphael, obviously our main healer. But I've been working with Raphael a lot lately as well. And I'll tell you why. Because they're putting stuff in the air, germs and stuff, Raphael blows it away. And I'm being asked to remind you that Raphael is an air element. For some reason, Royden. I don't know. I get these hear things. I don't know why. It might mean something to you, but yeah. But know that Raphael, is the air element as well, and that seems relevant for some reason. So I'm just gonna put it out there to you. But I hope that's helped, Royden, because because it's healing. I mean, obviously Raphael we know is the healer, but the air element. I had a situation when I was up in London, and I knew there was something that wasn't good that had been dropped from the sky, and Michael told me not to breathe it in. And I was outside having a drink. I put my hand over the drink, and the wind come up from nowhere, and that was Raphael blowing it away. And I said to Michael, because I couldn't breathe. He said, "You can breathe." Gone. So, they work for us in ways that you wouldn't imagine. I mean, I'm very lucky because I hear, I see, I have all the senses. I'm, very lucky girl. I know that, and I'm very grateful. Melchizedek, you see. I'm Melchizedek, so that's why I hear them. That's why not everyone hears the angels, because they're not an angel, whereas I am meant to be a Melchizedek. But whatever. Let's get on, because time's going. So, Royden, I hope that helps, but let yourself know that you are connecting with them as well. It feels like, you know, sometimes you do kind of question it, but follow that intuition. And remember one thing, Royden, you don't have to call them up. They're stood next to you. So no hokey pokery, okay? They're stood right next to you. And if you want signs, just ask. You know, it's as simple as that, and they'll give you signs. I mean, if you're not sure what are spiritual signs, there are loads. And if you don't know what, you know, you might see an ant walk past, or you might have a ladybird on your shoulder. Look it up. It's on Google. It's not hard, okay? This is what I'm hearing for you. So I hope that helps, because you are on your right path, and you are following your intuition. I'm hearing you are doing it, but once you understand, once you start, and for anyone out there, the more you start using your pineal gland, it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the easier it is. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. So I hope that helps and resonated with you, Royden, because you definitely needed to hear that. You definitely needed to hear that. You did it. God, there's so many. Guys, just remember, there's collective out there. Oh, my pleasure, honey. My pleasure, Royden. You know, collectively, guys, you know, we have to remember that what we think does come our reality. And Michael wants me to bring this up as a collective thing. And if others are bringing drama to your life, you know, you have to put that into perspective. Don't comment or don't get involved, is what I'm hearing. And this is a collective thing. Okay, this isn't just for one of you. This is a collective thing for you, right? Because, you know, those things we're saying and those things we're thinking, we can help materialize them into our lives, you know, manifest them. So that is a, you know, a collective thing for me to say. Sherry, thing is, there again, look inside yourself intuitively and see which ones resonate with you. Those signs that you feel resonate with you, and understand one thing. And it was funny because I said this to the beautiful Miranda earlier. There is one thing with spirit. They will continue to give you signs until you get the messages. And understand, if you're going to say you're getting confused, you will be, because that's what you're putting out into the universe. Because it's like people say to me, I can't hear the angels. Well, if you're going to put that to the universe, you're not going to hear them. So be please aware of what you're saying and what you're thinking, because it can materialize. Okay, so that is what I'm hearing. So just be aware of that, and just go with what jumps out at you and resonates with you that you think's a sign. Okay, and look them up, because that's just hearing. If you're saying it's confusing, it's gonna be. Okay, just be aware is what I'm getting with that, honey. Because you know that there's a sign, a spiritual sign for everything, and people don't realize that, but there is. It's just you've got to be awake enough to see them and awake enough to what resonates with you. Yes, I am lucky. I do get people to the angels and say, look up the sign for that. You know, I do get that. I know not all of us don't, but all of us have intuition. It's all every single one of us does, you know. But sometimes on this plane they do try and shut us down, you know, with fluoride and things like that. All that does is add a sticky energy to the pineal gland, which stops us receiving information. So, you know, they do try and shut us down and make us like walking zombies, you know. It's fact. But I'm just hearing it's like a test for you to see what resonates, for you to then look it up, all right? But yeah, of course. Yeah, good. Yeah. You know, Sherry, honestly, you're doing great. You know, I think so many of us think, oh, we're doing right, and you know, you're doing great, and that's what I'm hearing, honey. But you know, this for me feels like a chance for you to start working with that intuition and remember my words and say, well, Suzi said, you know, that what I feel resonates with me, I will look up, I will decipher that, and what's for me, I will, you know, go and look up and like, no, that doesn't feel right for me. So this is the lesson for you, to start using that pineal gland, but also to know that it's a muscle. The more we use it, the more it will serve. And be aware of, you know, that I'm sorry, there are these forces here that do try and shut us down, you know, in the water, and it's fact, you know, foods and things. But you know, if you're using your pineal gland, like I say, it's like that muscle, and if you start using it, and the more you use it, the more it comes natural, and the more it's hard to shut down, you know. So know that, and know you're doing great. This is what I need to say. No, you're doing great. And guys, you know, it's funny, I was saying earlier to Miranda, beautiful lady, you know, collectively, if we're here holding the light, we don't always have to be a massive healer, or we don't always have to be a psychic medium clairvoyant like myself. As long as you're coming from the heart space, you're radiating that out into the world. You are doing your bit as a light worker at this time, because people have to understand, if we're all sat here coming from the heart space, loving each other, chucking that out in the universe, what that does, it lifts the vibration of Earth, and it also lifts the vibration of you. It stops anything low vibrational attaching to you, any low energies, and you're radiating that into the universe, and collectively that makes us untouchable. Okay, so that's where I'm at with that, guys. Okay, so please, any light workers out there that feel that you should be doing more and you're not doing enough, know that just by holding the space, just by being, you know, a light worker and coming from heart space and giving that to the universe, that's enough right now. Okay, because you're unstoppable if you're coming from your the heart space. Gosh, all this stuff coming up. Go away. So you know, I hope that helps, and to let you know, darling, that you know, you know, it feels like this is, you know, what it's about for you is looking inside you, connecting with your intuition, and really get that working more, you know, and having confidence within yourself to do it, you know, and that's how it feels. So like I say, there's a reason for everything, even if we don't get it, you know. Oh, thank you, Miranda. So beautiful. Thanks, guys, for joining me today. Guys, if you do want a private reading from me, my information is there. I do have to charge for a reading because I have to survive. I have to live, you know. So, you know, I cannot continually do readings for free. It's just not the way it is. But like I say, they're an hour, and they're very informative, and they're for whatever's going on in your life, you know. And yes, I love doing them. Never know what I'll get till I do them. And yeah, connect with me if you want a reading, guys. Like I say, I'm afraid I do have to charge, but I'll be back next week, guys. If you want to join me again. Exactly. And this is Sherry for you, honey. It's just all about stepping into your power, you know. Thank you for the feedback, Nicole. Love you. And love you, Miranda. You know, thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today and loving and supporting me. It means so much. It really does. You all means a lot. Thank you, because I couldn't do it without you. And thank you for showing up. Love it. Yeah, you will, Royden. You know, you are an angelic person, you know. So you know, it's all there for you as well. But much love, guys, because I'm over my time, and I'll see you next week. And please connect again, and you can there's my info if you want to connect for a reading. Okay, much love, guys. Love you. Bye. Bye.